Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'll be starting with a new subject, that is Remedial Mathematics 106 RMT. This is actually a subject for pharmacy students, both B Pharm and Pharm D students. And this is also useful for all the plus 2 students and for the LET students as well. In Unit 1, it deals with real valued functions, classification of real valued functions, limit and continuity, its introduction, limit of functions, definition of limits of a function. Let us examine first functions. The function is like a machine. See, in this picture, it is clear that you can see a machine. So when you are inputting something into this machine, some operations are take place inside the machine and you will get the corresponding outputs. So in this case, suppose we are inputting a number x is equal to 3 into this machine. And we are getting the output as the value 9. So some process had been taken place inside this machine. That is actually the square of the input number. Similarly, if you are inputting the number x is equal to 1 to this machine, what will be the output? The output will be 1, the square of 1. Again, suppose we are inputting the number 2 by this operation, what will be the output? The output will be 2 square, that is equal to 4. So simply what we can say about a function, it is like a machine for various input values, something happening inside this machine and we will get the corresponding outputs. Usually the inputs we are denoting by x and the corresponding outputs by the variable y, and that is same as f of x. You can denote the output as f of x. See that we can read this as f of x. Now suppose you consider a vehicle is moving along a road. Can you think about a function related to this motion? Of course, we can say the distance travelled as a function of time, and this is denoted by d is equal to f of t, where d denotes the distance and t is the time taken. Also, we can say the speed as a function of time, and this can be denoted by s is equal to f of t. So in this case, the input values are time, that means that is denoted by t. So the x value will be t and the corresponding output will be the distance d in the first example and speed s in the second example. And you can see a diagram here. This is called the arrow diagram. So for various x values here, this is mapped onto, connected to one y value here. And for second x value, it is mapped onto another y value here. And the third x value mapped onto, connected to another y value. This diagram is actually called the arrow diagram. Okay, you can see examples of functions. Y is equal to x plus 1, y is equal to x square, y is equal to 1 by x, and so on. So in each of these examples, if you are putting any value for x, you will get the corresponding y value. So y and x are connected by a relation, and we are denoting this by the symbol y is equal to f of x, like this. So function is a rule which assigns to every value of x a unique value y. In calculus, we deals with variables which can be quantified, not qualified. Now, a function is a relation in which each element of the domain is paired with exactly one element of the range. Another way of saying it is that there is one and only one output y with each input x. So when you are inputting any x value, you will get a unique y value here. So here I considered two terms. One is the domain and the other is the range. Let us examine what all these concepts. See, we have a notation y is equal to f of x. Y is, we know the output, f is the name of the function and x is the input. You consider this, some function terminologies. Suppose f from a to b, this we can call this as f from a to b. That means we have a, the input values, okay. This can be denoted by a symbol a, which can be, we can call this as a set, a collection, a set a. And another set we have b, okay, which contains all the output values, okay. And f is the name of the function, f is the name of the function. So like that we are considering f from a to b and f of a equal to b. Here inside this input I am considering a number a, okay, the x value a, inputting value a, and the corresponding output, what is it? It is b, where small a belongs to capital A and small b belongs to capital B. Then a is the domain of f. This capital A is called the domain of the function f. And b is called the codomain of f. This is called, this collection b is called the codomain of f. Small b is called the image of small a under the function f. And a is a pre-image of b under the function f. In general, b may have more than one pre-image. You can see here a visualization of this. See, we have the big collection. This is called a set, that is denoted by capital A. And another set, another collection, this is denoted by capital B. And I considered a small element A, one input value A, and the corresponding output, you can see the corresponding output. The corresponding output is small b. So we can say that f of a is equal to b. When you are inputting a, the output will be b. So that can be denoted by, as said earlier, f of a is equal to b. Therefore, the whole collection A is called the domain and the whole collection B is called, the set is called codomain. And here small b is called the image. And The set where all the images lies is called the range. And with respect to B, when you are speaking, you can say A as the pre-image. So from this picture, it is very clear. It is a function f from A to B. Now look at one example. Determine whether each relation is a function. You are given some elements. See, these are called elements. Okay. Inside a curly bracket. See, this curly bracket means it is a set. See, this collection is called a set. And the elements are 2, 3, one element, the first element, 3, 0, second element, 5, 2, third element, 4, 3, next element, fourth element. So here 2, 3, the first element means that when you are inputting the value 2, the output will be 3. 3, 0 means when you are inputting the value 3, you will get the corresponding output as 0. 5, 2, when you are inputting 5, the result is, the output is 2. And the last element, the input value is 4 and the output is 3. Now the question is whether this is a function. Yes, of course. Here you can see that for each and every input values, there is a unique output value. Therefore, this relation is a function. Now consider the second example. Is this relation a function? You are given a set 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3. 1, 3 means when you are inputting the value 1, you will get the output as 3. 2, 3 means when you are inputting 2, the output will be the same number 3. And the third coordinate says when you are inputting 3, again the output is 3. So in this case, each member 1, 2, 3 is connected to a unique value 3. Therefore, this relation is a function. True. Now you consider one more example. Is this a function? The set 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4. So here the first coordinate says 1 is the input whose output is 2, and from the second point 1 whose output will be 3. So the same number 1 having 2 outputs 2 and 3, and from the third coordinate 2 the input value whose output is 4. So in this example, the same number 1 having 2 outputs, one is 2 and the other is 3. That means this is not unique. Okay, therefore this relation is not a function. So it is very easy when you are given in a set notation whether the given function, given relation is a function or not. How? You can just check whether the x coordinate is repeating. If the x coordinate is repeating, then such relations are not functions. So in this example, you can see that the x coordinate is repeating 2 times. Therefore, this relation is not a function. Now, I am giving you another technique for checking whether the given relation is a function or not. This is called vertical line test. This is also called pencil test. If any vertical line passes through more than one point of the graph, then the relation is not a function. You can represent when you are given any questions y is equal to f of x. for any function, this can be represented graphically. For that, we need two axes. You know, this is x-axis and the vertical line is the y-axis. So by taking different points to x, you will get the corresponding y value, so that we can draw the graph of the given function in the xy plane. Here, suppose in the first picture, it is a straight line. The graph of the function is a straight line. I want to check whether this is a function or not by just checking the graph. What is the technique? You draw straight lines, the perpendicular lines through this xy plane, and check whether the straight line, our function, intersect this vertical lines in how many points. If the straight line, our function straight line, intersects these vertical lines by 1 at only one point, then such relations are, such pictures are functions. So in the first example, the vertical line intersect our straight line at exactly one point. Therefore, this is a function. Now in the second example, you can see a curve. This is called the parabola. Okay, parabolic curve. I want to check whether this parabola is a function or not. What is the technique? The vertical line test says that you draw vertical lines, okay, through the graph. And the parabola intersect vertical line. You consider a particular vertical line. This vertical line intersect the parabola at which, how many points? At one point, exactly one point. If you are taking any such vertical lines, the intersecting point will be 1. Okay? The parabola intersect vertical line at exactly one point. Therefore, this is also a function. Now you consider the third example. This is an ellipse. Okay? An elongated circle. This is an ellipse. You consider this ellipse, whether this is a function or not. For that, you consider a vertical line. This is a vertical line. This vertical line intersects this graph, the ellipse, at 2 points. Here is one point and here is the other point. So this vertical line intersects the curve at 2 points. Therefore, this is not a function. So this is easy method. If we have the graph of a particular relation, we can check by using vertical line test whether the graph is a function or not. And this test is called vertical line test or pencil test. You consider some graphs here. I have a picture like this, a graph like this. I want to check whether this is a function or not. You can draw a vertical line. This vertical line intersects the parabola. This is also a parabola at 2 points. Therefore, this is not a function. What about in this example? You are given a graph like this. Draw a vertical line. It intersects at only one point. Therefore, this is a function. In the second, see in this picture, this is a parabolic shape. This is not a function. Why? Since the vertical line intersects this parabola at 2 points. Therefore, not a function. Now here also, you are given a picture like this. This is not a function. Why? The vertical line intersects this curve at 2 points. Therefore, this is not a function. So likewise, you can check whether the given function is, given relation is a function or not. You consider this graph. Is it a function? A V-shaped graph. This is, of course, this is a function. Why? You draw a perpendicular line like this. This vertical line intersects this curve at one point. Therefore, this is a function. Now, I am giving you a question. Given f of x is equal to 3x minus 2, find f of 3. And I wrote the answer as 7. What do you mean by this? You are asked to find the output value when you are giving the input as 3. Already I told you the function is just like a machine. So what is the process? The operation takes place inside the machine. The operation is 3x minus 2. So in the place of x, you want to substitute the inputting number. So this will be 3 into 3 minus 2. When you are calculating this, you will get the output as 7. This is the value of the function at the point 3 when x is equal to 3. Now similarly, what is the value of f of minus 2? Which means that what will be the output when you are inputting the number minus 2? The answer is minus 8. How? The operation is 3x minus 2 here. So in the place of x, what you have to substitute? You substitute minus 2. Therefore, this is 3 into minus 2, minus 2. So the total answer is minus 8. This is the output value. This way you can calculate the value of the function with respect to any input value. One more example. You are given h of z is equal to z square minus 4z plus 9. Find h of minus 3. So what is the input value here? It is minus 3 and you are asked to find the output value. And what is the operation inside the machine? The operation is z square minus 4z plus 9. So what you have to do? In the place of z, you substitute the input value, that is minus 3. So this is minus 3 the whole square. Don't forget to put the bracket since it is a negative number. So minus 3 the whole square minus 4 into minus 3 plus 9. So total answer will be 30. That is the output. Okay, so I hope all of you understood the topics that I discussed today about function. Thank you very much.